Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Allen from Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, Texas, and you're listening to the ATSSB Etude number 2 for All-State this year, Year A. So, a few things to think about in this etude. Some of the technical aspects of this piece can be a little awkward. So, I'm going to give you a few handy tools. Whenever you have the B to the C to the B pattern, pops up throughout this piece, measure 1, in measure 4, again and again and again. You can use your side C here. So you play a B, and it's just going to be the side, middle side key in your right hand. It's going to make this so much easier. I will use it whenever that little pattern pops up. A couple other things to think about in this piece. A lot of people are going to go into the room, at district band or region band area, wherever, playing this in a very, very chunky manner. Very, very heavy tongue, very, very heavy everything. Avoid that. Trying to think about playing whole notes the whole time throughout this piece. You need very, very long phrases, very, very long breaths throughout. Think about playing very, very legato the first notes of each beat. That's the kind of sound and the kind of breath support that you want throughout. Then, your tongue can just very, very lightly articulate behind that, and it's going to make it much easier, much lighter. And it's going to be much bouncier, much more responsive, and make your job far easier. A few other things to think about in this piece. Whenever you have these repeating patterns that leap and leap back to a repeated long note throughout, try not to think about placing your air for each note. Usually that's going to result in a crack or in a squeak or in some other thing that you don't want, a delay in response. Try to act like you're just blowing through that long note throughout. Even things like in that first bar, when you're just playing that E throughout. Don't focus so much about how the B and the C feel when you blow up into them. Just think about that long E, and that's going to, again, make response much, much easier. One other thing to think about in terms of musicianship. Towards the very end, the next to last line, that last bar, where you have the D sharp trill. Remember, that is a D sharp to an E natural trill. And those little grace notes, you have a C double sharp, which is fingered the same way as a D natural. So watch out for that. Other than that, try to make the few dynamic contrasts that exist in this piece pop out. Your forte until after the grand pause, and you enter a piano. So try to make the largest musical difference possible there. These few tips help you in your work this year, and best of luck.